Hey, this is Apestyles recording my first video for CardRunners. I'm really excited about being a coach here and looking forward to interacting with the CardRunners community. About myself, I've been playing poker professionally for 10 years now, and I'd say I'm known for beating up on the highest stakes MTTs at a really consistent rate and constantly changing with the game. And I think I'd credit that ability to keep adapting to being willing to work and running good. So anyway, this is the 200 rebuy, and I realized that not a lot of people play this tournament, but it doesn't make the concepts that we're going to go over any less valid. The primary focus of this video will be where I think the optimal or unexploitable statistics are in each spot, and then how we then diverge from there to try to exploit certain player tendencies based upon frequencies that we've read in the HUD. So essentially, this is about exploiting regs, but it also applies across the board to exploiting inexperienced players, i.e. fish. I'm going to call them fish just because it's a one-syllable word. I'm not trying to be too derogatory. Anyway, we won't be talking too much about fish in this tournament because the average player in it is relatively competent. As far as how to play against fish, we'll get into that in other videos, but in general, a lot of exploitive strategies work, and it kind of works the same way as this when you look at the kind of fish they are, because there's many types of fish in the sea, and then you figure out what the perfect counter strategy is. Actually, before we get into the hand, let's go through my HUD really quickly. As you can see here, this Reg Zack attack is on the button, and we'll go through from top to bottom. So on the left is VPIP and PFR, and then we have late positional stats, and quickly that's raise first in from cutoff, raise first in from button, which is really low, fold small blind to button steal, fold big blind to button steal, raise first in from small blind, and fold big blind to small blind open. The colors underneath it, these stats, are usually related to 3-betting. So the red here means he's not folding to preflop 3-bets after raising, which would make sense since it's a tight range. Below that, we have raise first in and fold to preflop 3-bet. Now, these two stats right next to each other is very helpful because it's something to look out for. Like when somebody has a very high raise first in and also has a high fold to preflop 3-bet. Now, these are people that we want to attack with 3-bets. Conversely, people who have low fold to 3-bets, you're going and low raise first ins, you're going to want to switch towards value a little bit more, and essentially exploit them by not 3-betting them white too much. Also, it's nice to look at these different pop-ups. For instance, raise first in by position is one that on any HUD should be very important to you, since a lot of people have different raising frequencies from each spots. For instance, this villain seems to have sort of a flat raise first in frequency except from the small blind. Other people are the average or the normal way, like I play, is I am much more aggressive from late position, from early position. Some people play the same range from every position, though. So it's good to know those ranges so that you can then exploit from there. Anyway, below that we have 3-bet. So VPIP, PFR, and 3-bet is right here. And to the left of that is call preflop 2-bet. I have a pop-up there. And then to the right of that is post-flop stats. Really quickly, I forgot to mention that if you see red anywhere on my HUD, it means not folding very much. If you see green and yellow, it means green means not folding or folding too much. Yellow means somewhere right in the middle. And the S and V, this is referring to attempt to steal, and it's pretty low, so it's kind of green-brown. And the red circle refers to overall not folding to 3-bets. Over here, this is fold to steal, and it's also relatively high. And the yellow circle represents 3-betting a middle amount. So anyway, back to the post-flop stats, we have high continuation bet, super low turn C-bet, high fold to c-bet, and a statistically insignificant fold to turn c-bet of 4 of 8. And here we have when to showdown numbers, and we have bet river stats, as well as this kind of cool post flop action frequencies graph.